So the roots of granola can be traced all the way back to the 19th century. And if you're like me, you have no idea what that means in actual years. It's 1801 to 1900. I looked it up. One key figure in granola development was Dr. James Caleb Jackson. This guy was a dietary reformer who believed illness was rooted in the gut. My guy was on that gut health way before it was even cool. Around the 1860s, he created a breakfast cereal called Granula. I think that's what it's called. Let me look it up. How to pronounce
Granula.
Oh, that's the worst name. Okay. He called it Granula, apparently. Like granola with a U. Granula was a cereal made from graham flour, which, as you know, is a type of wheat flour named after the graham cracker daddy himself, Sylvester Graham. So Jackson baked this graham flour into brittle cakes, and then he crumbled them all up and then baked them again. It was not a success. It was actually only edible when it was like soaked in milk overnight. It seems like he kind of made overnight oats too. This guy was a pioneer. And even when it was soaked in milk overnight, it was crunchy, dense, and flavorless. Guy Fieri would hate this, but it was healthy, especially for the times, and nothing tastes better than healthy feels. Not. Enter John Harvey Kellogg. Yeah, that Kellogg. An avid vegetarian who, like Jackson, approached health more holistically than his peers. Actually, he approached it in like a really super weird way. He was a weird dude. You can look it up. Regardless, Kellogg was a widely respected physician and popular health guru of the time. He managed the Battle Creek Sanitarium, a health center that was popular with influencers of the time like Henry Ford, Tommy Edison, and Amelia Earhart. This guy had an A-list roster going to a sanitarium. Okay, so a few years after Dr. Jackson created Granula, Dr. Kellogg, interestingly, created an extremely similar product. It was also a crunchy cereal that combined whole wheat flour, oatmeal, and cornmeal. And he named it, wait for this, this is honestly genius. He named it Granula. Wait, yeah, Dr. James Caleb Jackson was like, he stole my whole flow. Dr. Jackson sued Kellogg's ass. So Kellogg was like, hold up, let me cook. And he just like grabbed the U and Granula, tossed it away, and jammed an O in there. Boom. With that single letter update, he avoided the lawsuit and started straight up slinging Granola. Way better name. Kellogg went on to create the cornflake and created his whole cereal empire. And then Jackson, on the other hand, I couldn't really find much more information about him, so I don't know how well he did after that little shindig. But whatever. Those aren't the main characters of the story. Granola is the main character of the story, and we're gonna move on, okay? So in the years following that, granola sort of remained a niche health food until Woodstock. Bet you didn't expect that, because I didn't. This was out of left field. Perhaps the most famous concert festival in history could be the reason why a whole counterculture fell in love with granola. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Imagine 500,000 people just chilling in a field with not much food to eat, and they didn't want to move from their spots because Jimi Hendrix is right there. What am I gonna move and someone's gonna take my spot? Not gonna happen. And so volunteers had to walk around with food that they had, which wasn't much. It was like brown rice, it was vegetables, and it was granola. And so they were handing out these Dixie cups of granola to these people straight up geeking. They're trying in the granola, passing it to their friends, and they're like, this is interesting. I never had this before. Kind of yummy. Thousands and thousands of Dixie cups were handed out with granola inside of it, and they shared it with each other because there was nothing else to eat except for like hot dogs and hamburgers, but they kind of ran out of those. The food was scarce at Woodstock, and granola was the savior. So after that, granola was straight up trending. On the For You page, it was a more natural option to the sugary cereals of the time. And the granola the hippie movement and the like were eating was a more modern recipe created by Leighton Gentry. It used oats, nuts, dried fruit, the granola we know today. And the hippie movement just gobbled that up because they loved that like unprocessed organic way of life, and granola aligned with that. So granola stock went through the moon, and lo and behold, a few years later we have the first mass marketed granola, Heartland Natural Cereal, introduced in 1972. Products soon followed from Quakers, General Mills, and you guessed it, Kellogg's. Soon enough, people wanted to take this cereal on the go, and that led to The idea of granola bars emerged sometime in the late 60s or 70s. There's some dispute about who was the inventor, but the one that I found that had the most evidence was this guy Stanley Mason, who invented like a bunch of everyday items that we use today, like the squeezable ketchup bottle. The guy who made the squeezable ketchup bottle also made granola bars. It's just weird if you think, what a cast of characters we have in this story, right? The concept of a granola bar was to take all the benefits of granola and mash it into a portable bar you can, take on the go. So the bar became not only popular with hippies, but with people who are leading an active on-the-go lifestyle. The people of that time kind of would DIY these granola bars more or less until 1975, Nature Valley commercialized this whole movement when they introduced their first granola bar. And honestly, the granola industry, the granola bar industry has been booming ever since. Nowadays, you can't throw a rock without hitting a granola bar. And while some of them use some sketchy ingredients, granola bars mostly cater to today's health and dietary conscious people who need vegan, organic, and gluten-free options on the go. Which leads me to my next topic. Honestly, this isn't even, I'm using this mic, I'm not even, this is just for show. I'm putting it down because my hand keeps hitting it. Oats are the main ingredient of granola and granola bars now, and they are naturally gluten-free. But oats are easily cross-contaminated because they're made in the same fields as wheat, barley, rye. Cross-contamination can make granola bars unsafe for celiacs and people with gluten allergies. Because of the oats. They're easily cross-contaminated, like I said. Cross-contamination is when gluten proteins get intertwined with the gluten-free stuff, and so it's no longer gluten-free. So how do we avoid this cross-contamination when it comes to eating granola bars? Granola bars. The solution is to choose brands that are committed to these gluten-free safety practices. I'm talking purity, protocol, certified, gluten-free. One brand that I love that sources these kind of oats is 88 Acres. I've literally made a couple songs about it on like my own time, not even like a sponsored thing.
Am I nuts cause I love seeds?
It's really embarrassing. Anyways, fast forward to today and I'm gonna try all their granola bar flavors. Oatmeal chocolate chip. This one sounds right up my alley. Yeah, it is. So full disclosure, I've only had maybe 2 of these flavors, so this is very exciting for me. You can really taste the cinnamon in this. It's subtle though. The chocolate chips aren't overpowering. Like it isn't heavy on the chocolate chips. It's like you bite into a piece and you're like, ooh, all right, there's one. There's one. And it's like a little delight. Oh, I love that. Be great with the coffee. Dark chocolate sea salt. I would say that this is probably their most popular one. These are all made with seeds, and that's because they can't use nuts. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds. It has a nice seedy taste. It's just like really delicious mixed with the sweetness. It's crazy. They look so similar, but they taste so different. For this one, it's like swap the cinnamon taste with a more vanilla taste, and then add a saltiness towards the end for that perfect like sweet and salty flavor. This one would be Serena's favorite if she was here. Triple berry crumble. This has the potential to be my favorite because I love everything berry. They all look kind of the same. I don't know why I'm doing that. What I really love about 88 Acres is like the structure of them. Like this feels like you're actually eating a granola bar. You could eat 6 of these before being as full as eating one of these. 88 Acres has like a substantial, look at that. It actually has some like weight on it. Cranberries, currants, blueberries. I'm not getting a ton of berry taste. Maybe it's this side's more berry. When you bite into the fruit itself, you get the berry flavor. But aside from that, it's not like a strong fruity flavor. It's not any more sweet than the other one. Double dark chocolate. And this one's definitely chocolatey as opposed to the other one. Oh yeah, it tastes like dark chocolate. It has that bitterness that I really prefer. I don't know if they have a single dark chocolate, but I'm really digging this double dark. Flavor on this is really rich. Blueberry lemon. This could actually potentially be Serena's favorite. We really love the lemon poppy seed bobo bar. So, immediately, this smells good. Yo, this is hitting. This is firing on all cylinders, I'll tell you. Dr. James Caleb Jackson's mind would be blown if you fed him one of these. They put lemon oil in it, so it has that zest with the blueberries that are a lot more abundant, I would say. The blueberries are really hitting here, and like I'm getting the sweetness with each bite of it. There's a lot of the blueberries in there. That one's unbelievable. This is a contender. Now, I think this is the last flavor, cinnamon maple. I'm a fall girly. I love everything fall. I love pumpkin spice. I love cinnamon. I can eat that stuff year round because I'm a Scorpio. I would born in the fall, yo. Oh, yeah, this one's really, really, really good. It's like 50-50 cinnamon and maple. Well, it's maple season. Your boy's in maple mode, and so I'm digging that. So I tried every 88 Acres flavor, and you can probably see them in my teeth still. I love them all, but my favorite of the ones I tried is blueberry lemon. All right, that's all. Hope you guys learned something today. Kind of a weird video, but peace.